And the title of the video is Who's Better, One Piece or Dragon Ball Z? All right, and I'm gonna try to break this down as clearly as I can, because there's this ongoing debate, there's this ongoing conversation of which animation is the king right now, or the king overall, right? And they both came out in earlier times, decades ago, around the 90s. And like they say, every dog has his day, right? Every dog has his day. And I believe in the earlier parts of the decades ago, Dragon Ball Z had its time. I mean, it was a spectacular era of action animation. I actually grew up a part of that era. As a millennial, I was able to take part in such an action thriller of an animation. So I can't be biased in this situation because I am also a One Piece fan and a One Piece collector. But the question is, who's the best? Right? Who's the best? The one who holds the throne right now is hands down. There's no arguments. I don't know why these conversations continue to uphold, but it's One Piece, and that's all day long. Ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about the overall episodes, when you talk about the collectibles, when you talk about the overall attraction of fans around the world, it's not even close, right? Dragon Ball Z has its own lane of its own. Dragon Ball Z is the action tier part of animation, the action portion. Don't miss that. It's just the action portion. They don't have a significant storyline, right? They hop skip, but they have a lot of action, and that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. So I'm not putting down Dragon Ball Z, but man, I mean, One Piece does it all. One Piece does it all. They have the action, they have episodes that'll keep you binge watching. They have characters that you love, and there are multiple characters. There's just not two characters in this show that you just want to stick with, and that's the only two that you know. In Dragon Ball Z, if you just came in, you watched like a season worth of Dragon Ball Z, shit, all you know is Goku and Vegeta, right? Am I right? You only know Goku and that's it. But when people come over to One Piece and they're watching this and shit, they ain't never seen it, but now they seen about 5 episodes. Man, they know Luffy, they know Nami, they fell in love with Chopper, they love Zoro, the kids love Zoro, they love Sanji. Sanji's funny, man. He's a flirt, man. You got Nico Robbins. It's not close, man. The character, you can only name 2 characters off of Dragon Ball Z, and that's Goku and Vegeta. If you from the outside looking in, obviously fans know a little bit more. Obviously, you just drag. You got Goku, you have Vegeta, Krillin, you got Piccolo, you have Bulma, you have Android 17, 16. But that's what the fans know. But if you just come in and you just want to start watching it, man, you don't know nobody like that. So you can't say that Dragon Ball Z is better than something that everybody knows. Now, if you had to compare them between athletes, this is how I would compare them, right? And I'm going to keep it respectful because Dragon Ball Z still deserves some respect, right? You got One Piece, you got LeBron James, period, point blank, breaking all the records, can't be fucked with. One Piece, LeBron James, and then you got Dragon Ball Z, Steph Curry. Steph Curry is that guy too. But when we talk about the overall NBA, LeBron James, right? So, with that being said, guys, One Piece, in my opinion, is the overall king of this animation shit. You guys can't argue, can't debate that, man. You know, I seen some stuff, man, when guys had videos, they was going in the stores, and the guy, he was talking to one of the guys that I know on YouTube, and he was going all talking about, Dragon Ball Z. Like, what do you know about, One Piece? Who's One Piece? This, that, and the third. And it's like, man, you ain't gotta down it. But if you want to get into a debate, man, we could get into a debate. Listen, tell me, outside of the action portion of Dragon Ball Z, what else is there? If somebody was to watch a season worth of Dragon Ball Z, are they gonna stick with more than 2 characters on the show? Absolutely not. Like I said, they're only gonna know 2 main characters, and that's what the illustrators did. That's what the writers wanted. They wanted you to know the 2 main characters of that show are the action tier players, Goku and Vegeta, and that's it. And that's not how you build one of the biggest animations, action animations in the entire universe. You have to have characters that everybody loves to see. They want to see everybody. They don't just want to see 1 or 2 people. Or, I'm sorry, 1 or 2 characters. I'm saying people, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is, guys. You let me know what you think in the comments, man. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Who's better, One Piece or Dragon Ball Z? I'm personally going with One Piece. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, so I can't be biased. But let me know what you guys think. One Piece fans, drop it in the comments. Dragon Ball Z fans, you do the same. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. San Nicholas Brand, remember, the truth is always in session. Peace.